Welcome to Alpha Mathematica. This video will teach matrix minima method or least cost method to solve transportation problems. What is matrix minima method or least cost method? Matrix minima, that means minimum valued cell of a transportation problem. Okay, so this method is nothing but allocating in the minimum valued cell, that is the least cost cell of a transportation problem. Here is our balanced transportation table. We have taken the table and here we are going to identify the minimum element, that is least cost value of the table. So here, which is the least cost value among all the entries? 0 is the least cost number. Okay, so here we are going to check all the numbers and we have identified the minimum value. Okay, least cost. So here 0 is the least cost, so here we are going to make the allocation. For this cell, again we have to compare the supply and the demand and we have to allocate the minimum among these two numbers. Okay, so here 1 is the supply and 5 is the demand, so 1 is the minimum among these two, so we have allocated 1 units, and from this 5 units of demand we have 4 units remaining, and from this 1 unit of supply we have no balance. Okay, so this row has been eliminated. So this is our reduced table. So for this table again we have to search for the minimum entry. Here 2 is the minimum entry, so here we have to allocate. Okay, so for this cell again our supply is 6 and the demand is 7. So among these two numbers 6 is the minimum, so we have allocated 6 units here, and from this 7 units of demand we have allocated 6 units, so we have a balance of 1 unit here, and from this 6 units supply we have used all the 6 units, so there is no balance here and hence this row has been eliminated. Okay, so this is our reduced matrix. So for this matrix, which is the minimum entry 5, 8, 15, 9, which is the minimum one 5, so here we are going to allocate. For this cell 10 is the supply and 1 is the demand. Okay, so 1 is the minimum of these two numbers, so we are allocating 1 here, and from this balance we have allocated everything, so this no balance for this column and we have eliminated this cell. Okay, so here from 10 units supply we have allocated 1 units here and the balance is 9 units. So the remaining table will be like this, and here which is the minimum number 8, so here we are going to allocate. For this cell 9 is the supply and 4 is the demand, so that we have to allocate the minimum of these two numbers. So 4 has been fully allocated, so there is no balance and the cell is eliminated, and here from 9 units we have allocated 4 units, so we have a balance of 5 units. Okay, and from this table 9 is the minimum, so here we have to allocate the minimum of supply and demand, so here 2 is the minimum, so we have allocated 2 units, and from 5 units we have allocated 2 units here, so that there is a balance of 3 units. Okay, so this is the only remaining cell, so here we are going to make allocation, and here the supply is 3 and demand is also equal to 3, so we have allocated the 3 units. Okay, so from demand there is no balance and from supply there is no balance, so we have no balance in demand and supply, so our allocation is over. Okay, so for least cost method, from the table we identify the minimum element, first we make the allocation to that cell, and then we have identified the second minimum value in the remaining table and we are going to make the allocation for that minimum value. Okay, so likewise for the table we are finding the minimum entry and allocating to that cell, which is called least cost method. Okay, or matrix minima method. Here from the first step we have allocated 0 is the minimum of the table, so we have allocated 1. After eliminating this row we have 2 is the minimum element, so here we have allocated 6 units. After eliminating this row 5 is the minimum element, so we have allocated here, then 8 is the minimum and 9 is the minimum, and finally we have make allocation for the last cell. Okay, and similar to the previous methods we have to verify row wise and column wise allocations. So here 6 is the allocation for the first row, which is equal to supply of the first row, and 1 is the allocation for second row, which is equal to supply of second row, and the summation of all the 4 allocations must be equal to 10. That is 1 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2, which is equal to 10. And for columns, 6 plus 1 equal to 7, the demand of first column, and 1 plus 4 equal to 5, the demand of second column, and 3 equal to demand of third column, 2 equal to demand of fourth column. Okay, adding all the allocations, 6 plus 1 plus 1 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2, which is equal to 17. Okay, so after verification we have to find the transportation cost. So by multiplying the cost value and the allocated value, we will get the total of 112 rupees, which is the transportation cost, using the method least cost method. Okay, so from this method we have got a amount of 112 rupees, which is equal to the row minima method. Okay, but from northwest corner rule and column minima method, we have got the answer 116 rupees. Okay, so next video we will explain VAM or Vogel's approximation method. Okay, thank you.